Today, we are going to analyze a famous philosopher, Bernard Stiegler. He is a philosopher focusing on the critiques of modernity. To lay the foundation of understanding Stiegler, two keywords should be taken into account. One is voluntarization and the other one is techniques. To analyze Stiegler's notion of voluntarization, we have no choice but go back to the Marxist theory. Marx says that voluntarization is a process that working class is deprived from all properties, but solely labor power, with absolutely no intelligence or mind any longer. There have been different interpretations of the notion of voluntarization, originating from four crucial schools of philosophers such as Stiegler. The earliest one, the Frankfurt School's discussion, is mainly about consumers' deprivations of their own ways of life and massive replacement of preformatted and standardized lifestyles, fabricated and marketed worldwide by money-driven corporations.
Choose life, choose a job, choose a career, choose a family, choose a fucking big television, choose washing machines, cars, compact displays and electrical tin openers.
Standardization, as an important term in the critiques of cultural theory raised by Adorno, means that standards are based in the first place on consumers' need. Influenced by but independent from the Frankfurt School, Baudrillardian's thought on simulation claims that in modern worlds of advertising, simulated symbols and signs gradually replace reality with hyper-reality. From a different perspective, Pierre Bourdieu used different methodology, analyzes the accumulation of symbolic elements in the process of being part of a particular social class, which is known as cultural capital. However, Stiegler argues that the Frankfurt School style's discussion on cultural industry is overwhelmingly general and criticizes Bourdieu's discussion of television, then critically takes some concept of Baudrillard. By organizing procedures research in a more precise way, Stiegler develops his own interpretation of voluntarization. For him, voluntarization is a process which separated people from their knowing that and knowing how. By working in a assembly line, working class gradually limit their knowledge on their own work. Additionally, 20th century and later capitalism deprived humans so via and finally led to Jordan Maga. In libidinal economy, people are homogenized, working for standardized commodities and lifestyles in order to fulfill their predetermined dissatisfaction by means of consuming.
Maybe I'll get some super salmon, that's good. I don't want no chicken that tastes like wood, but I have to have some chips. What's a crunch show?
How people become voluntarized. There comes to Stiegler's second keyword, technology. In his philosophical reflection, he would like to pinpoint the pharmacological nature of techniques. To him, the practice of self-estrangement is just the poisoning part of technology. Other than voluntarization, Stiegler brings forward different notions to discuss the hazardous part of technology, and the discussion can generally be divided into two parts, on individual and on society. He writes that human is primordially technical in his retentional structure of time and memory in terms of technology-human relationship. Inheriting von Husserl Altmann's theory of primary retention and secondary retention, he raises a new notion of territory retention, which is the third kind of memory based on external technological devices. For example, writing is a supplementary storage of memory. In this progenitor structure, reader's words is an externalization of memory. When we are writing down some notes, we are externalizing our memory, and this process leading to hyperemesis, which means the loss of memory. To reopen questions of hyperemesis, general organology is raised as a theory of articulation of bodily organs, artificial organs, and social organs. Bodily organs means brains, hands, and tongues, etc. And social organs are human groupings such as family, political institutions, while the most intangible concept. Artificial organs consist of tools and technical support of grammatization, which means the process of perception to equip with mature cognitive capacities by the involvement of technique. In a more general context, in terms of society, the seek of cure is more or less a failure, like the collapse of French left, the short circuits in process of individuation, the loss of filler. Left doesn't have the critical apparatus to deal with the loss of meaning of collective life. Short circuits in trans-individuation is consistently preceded, and Teen's search of filler in social media is inevitably in vain. Nevertheless, Stiegler sometimes has a direct discussion about technology enabling cure and remedy. In his interview with Patrick Corgan, Stiegler admits that technology facilitates the accumulation and inheritance of pre-individual thought, the body of human heritage accumulated over time, in addition to the enrichment brought to the collective memory by territory retention, which potentially originated more intelligence, social bond, and turnover. He further argues that by singulation and creation of long circuits, we can further create new systems of remedy and the creation of attention. To transform the negative technology to an adventurous pharmacology, Stiegler found Institute of Research and Innovation. Here, Stiegler makes an attempt to explore the future form of industry, and his ambition furthermore is to explore the potential cure of the latest technologies of networks and communication mediums.